I was told Monday about the story about the black militia in Stone Mountain, Georgia. So I hinted on it. I didn't have a chance to research it. I hinted on it. I hinted about it, talked a little bit about it on Tuesday. But then I missed the day. So somebody was like, somebody's like, Tim, you didn't talk about the brothers, right? You didn't talk about the brothers with the guns in Georgia. Come on, man. Bro, I'm going to do it. It's going to be a barn burner. First, let's make sure that everybody understands what we're talking about. Let's set this up properly. This is what I'm talking about. About 1,000 heavily armored militia, all of whom were black, marched to Georgia Stone Mountain Park on Saturday, challenging white nationalist groups. Stonewall Jackson. NFAC founder, you just saw him there, Grandmaster Jay, has been very outspoken about the need for black militia to protect us, black people. And I also want people to recognize as well, guys. We got one more.
Black power.
Black love, black love.
NFAC wants everyone to know that they're 100% black and they are not at all affiliated with Black Lives Matter, which has been wrongly reported that way. We're a black militia. We aren't protesters. We aren't demonstrators. We don't come to sing. We don't come to chant. That's not what we do. Our initial goal was to have a formation of our militia in Stone Mountain to send a message that as long as you're abolishing all these statues across the country, what about this one? Grandmaster Jay said, referencing the massive Confederate carving. He added that he must commend Stone Mountain Police for offering the all-black militia support as they exercise their constitutional rights on the 4th of July. There was no incidents. The Coalition of Black Militia met at the monument, which is historically tied to the birth of the Ku Klux Klan. People need to understand, this is the epicenter of the KKK where they were at. KKK lynched thousands of black people, still exists today. But you tell me, every time I turn around and hear somebody talking about Black Lives Matter, it's a Marxist organization that's so destructive. Yeah, well, KKK lynched thousands of blacks and they get to march with their Confederate shit anytime they want, basically. But I don't hear you complaining about that. Wonder why, Johnson? Why is that not a problem? Back to the NFAC. Not effing around coalition. Leaders of the militia frequently halted the protests to challenge local white supremacists and far-right Second Amendment advocates to stop hiding. Sound like somebody wanted some smoke. I don't see no white militia, the Boogaloo Boys, the 3%ers, and all the rest of these scared-ass rednecks. We're here. Where the F you at? We in your house. Okay. What else? We want change. This is what they say. They say we want change that's really going to be permanent, that's going to permanently help us. We don't want any little change. We want some real change, one of the organizers said, noting that many black civil rights groups have been marching for change since the 60s and have largely been ignored. A black group of heavily armed protesters called on white militia to join them or fight them as they called for the removal of Georgia's Confederate Memorial at Stone Mountain Park Saturday. Now, if there are any errors in that, I did not write that. Obviously, I did not go to Stone Mountain, Georgia, and meet with folks. So it's always subject to if the source is actually not lying. Okay? According to some estimates, there were about 1,000 militiamen, black militia there, the NFAC. So, like, I support it. I'm not really a gun guy, though, okay? So, but I have friends that are gun guys. One of my brothers is a gun guy. Very good friend that I've known for 30 years is a gun instructor, an arms instructor. So I have people in my life that I've known, that I love, that I care about, that are very much, and it's not for hunting. They're not hunters. This is for self-protection. Because if you come through their door, you ain't going to be walking out of it. If you come through their door with violence, and that's just how it is. So I understand that. I respect it. Look, these people talk about Second Amendment. These just I grew up thinking that guns, because everyone I've known ever knew who were dealing with guns somehow got locked up, got something bad happened to them. And I had a negative reaction to just being around people with guns just because of the neighborhoods that I, when you're poor and you're black and you live in a city, typically you live in areas where there'll be a lot of gunfire. You haven't quite experienced life until you hear an AK-47 outside your door go off and have to dive on the floor. So like that, I had a different experience than some people. But I still support Second Amendment rights, and I support these militia, as long as they not just grabbing people. And people support the guys, the white militia groups going up to the Capitol in there yelling and stuff because they wanted to go back to work or go to the beach or something. There's stuff that they wanted, so yes. So we can't pick and choose when we're going to say about, when we're going to support the Second Amendment. Now, we all know the NRA is very supportive of, NFAC, yeah. They really support it. They were just saying how much they loved it and supported it. And they also came out, and supported Philando Castile. And they haven't done any of that. They won't be doing any of that. Because one thing America don't like is black people with guns. In fact, gun laws may be changed expeditiously, as T.I. would say, behind this. People don't like this because, and you know what it is it's amazing. Those people who they get very nervous. You know why they get nervous? Because what they think is, what would I do if I were them? Because people play stupid, Johnson. They play like they don't understand the history of America. They play like they don't get what, majority, not Terry Crews, of course, or Candace Owens, or, these people like that, and Kanye West. We're not talking about them. But the majority of black people who are pissed off about the treatment they receive from this government, from the state, there are people who get nervous when they see black people with guns because they know what they would do. See what I'm saying? That's a catch-22, isn't it? Yeah, so people aren't ignorant to the plight. They just don't want to lose their cushy existence. And it's, so this is why we must continue to speak truth to power. So long and short of it, guys, is the NFAC. I don't know how long they've been in existence. I don't know exactly their motives. I can't say I endorse the organization, but I support folks who are standing up to the BS. And this is what you get when you continually oppress, when you continually, when you have cops giving each other all types of white power signs and white nationalist signs doing protests to each other and to white protesters. Have you seen this? I don't know if you've seen it. Everyone's upset when they hear somebody black say black power, though we are disempowered. We have no power in this country. But they don't say anything when a white officer with a badge in the right to kill, and qualified immunity flashes a white power sign, a white nationalist sign to a white nationalist protester. I haven't seen people covering that. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Just do a hashtag NFAC to find out more about the organization. I will say one last thing, and this is part of the reason why I became more of a solo operator, and people ask me that. Why'd you kind of drift away from the rest of the progressive community? It's not because my ideology changed. I still believe Medicare for all, Green New Deal, legalize cannabis, end mass incarceration, stop the wars, spend money at home, climate change, let's fight climate change, clean water, water is life. I still believe in all those things. I still support all those things. Voting rights, all these things. That's still me. The problem is the community, I see too much. I see a lack of integrity in parts of the community, and it's disheartening. Like I said, they don't talk about these issues that impact my community largely, unless it gets really big coverage. Then they'll cover it for a day or two to get some of the viewership. And they tend to make these claims that us being brutalized and killed is a distraction. And to that I say, 400 years is a long distraction, Johnson. I mean, wow, all the lynchings were distractions. All of my mother sitting on the back of the bus, just a distraction. We weren't really oppressed. It was just to take your attention off of what Lyndon B. Johnson was really doing. It's like when we point out these things, we talk about, they go, well, it's not about you. No, the word nigga was invented not to distract you from other things. The rolling back of the Voting Rights Act, that was not a distraction of something else that's going on. So to that I can't deal with that. Those people who think that. They actually believe that anything that's going on is a distraction from something else the CIA's doing or something else going on with Nancy Pelosi. And I can't do it, man. You don't understand how insulting that is. And I'm a real person. I have real friends, and I can't do it. I have nephews and cousins and nieces and kids. I can't try to fit into that because that's largely the ideology of some of these folks. So anyway, that's it. Popular demand, Johnson is here. I have new Johnson designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious. They are revolutionary. And they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack.